Oh my
What? Tight Eric back in the booth?
dude, the way that shit fucking rings through my apartment
Yeah, dude.
sounds so good.
Sounds so good. Can we run it back one more time? Let's go. Let's go. We're like Kanye and Jay-Z on Watch the Throne tour. Let's just run it back again. Crowd goes wild.
The worst thing we could ever have was this soundboard, but
Yeah, dude.
it saved us in the last episode.
It did.
So it's all good. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Breadheads, welcome to part 2 of We Ain't Here, but our voices are. You know what I mean? We're not really recording right now.
The Ever Brown series continues.
That's right. That's
Second
right.
period. I got to tell you, Eric, I'm really excited for this trip to Europe that I'm doing, and the reason why we're pre-recording, you know,
Mm-hmm.
my hotel in Amsterdam is going to be really interesting. I wanted to tell you about it because of a certain novelty associated with it, and I need your help understanding whether or not I'm walking into a trap or not.
Is this why it takes you days to find a hotel? Because you need to find some kind of like story to attach yourself to?
Yeah, I don't have a strong enough identity myself. I need to rely on the identities of other people and places to give my life meaning.
Ghosts and such.
Exactly. Kids see ghosts. But so I got this old canal house hotel in the middle of Amsterdam. It's like far enough from the red light district that hit me.
Is it on the water? Is it a boat?
It's not on a boat. I did look at a few boat
That would be
options.
fucking sick.
Yeah, because that's a good narrative too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boathouse. No, it's not like that. But it is like, I mean, like there's every road has water next to it. I don't know why Venice is so popular when Amsterdam has like literally the exact same thing.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, how did Amsterdam get its canals? Like, were they dug up? Because Venice was just water before, and then they built on top of water.
Right.
Maybe that's why it's just so interesting.
It is more of an achievement, especially at that age of civilization. Whereas I think Venice, they did it the inverse. I think they dug moats.
You mean Amsterdam?
Amsterdam, sorry, yes.
They dug moats. Yeah. Okay, interesting. That's how a lot of places moved things back in the day, right? They would just dig like a canal and then push like a barge filled with like wood or like material or whatever.
Basically, in this case, they were trying to the Amstel River, which enters in from the ocean. They built a dam across it, and they called it the Amstel Dam.
Oh,
and then they're like, "Well, that's just the town now."
So it's all based around a dam.
It is, and then they just dug a bunch of other kind of like moats and shit in order to.
Do you think anyone living there gives a damn?
I don't think they give a damn. That's why they're eating space cakes and going to the museum, and riding their bikes.
Fascinating. Okay, so tell me more about this hotel that you procured.
Okay, so this hotel was interesting to me because one, the location was ideal for a first-time Amsterdammer. It's close.
An Amsterdamsel?
An Amsterdamsel. I will be in distress. Like I said, close to the red light district, but not in it. We're like maybe 500 meters away, so we can walk in there if we want and do the tourist thing, or we have easy access to the outer reaches, the Jordan neighborhood, the kind of like the parks that like your normal Amsterdam local is going to be dwelling in, which is probably more the scene. Nice. But it's good to have options.
Somewhere bike friendly.
Bike friendly, of course. Cycling through that city with my woes. This hotel is like 16 rooms, really old canal house that's been converted into a hotel. But they advertise it as like old world charm, but modern technology. And I didn't really know what they meant until I booked it.
Plumbing?
It was plumbing was one of the things. Yeah, they got plumbing.
They got that.
Yeah, I don't have to like shit out the window. But actually, I read this thing about do's and don'ts of traveling to Amsterdam. And like one of the few don'ts was like, please don't piss in the canal. So they're like, we really hate when tourists do that.
I've actually... I watched a whole video about this.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you've seen it because we like random YouTube documentaries.
We follow the same YouTube docuseries, yeah. No, I haven't.
Do you know why that is?
Why do people pee in the canals?
Or why the city does not want that, besides the obvious reason for it being disgusting?
I thought that was literally it. It was just cringe.
Well, people would be like pissed drunk, no pun intended, and they would fall into the river and like drown.
Damn.
And so that's why Amsterdam, I think out of all the cities in Europe, has the most like public toilets that are just like out in the street. And like it's just like a marvel of design because they like disappear when it's like daytime. Like they go into the ground and they come
Right.
out during the night when people are like wanting to piss in the canals.
Right. The bar is open and the toilet's just like
Mhm.
erect out of the ground, like the weekend at a concert.
Exactly. But I thought that was interesting because like imagine your city has that problem. It's like what a problem to have. It's like people are getting drunk and falling into the canals.
Pretty funny. I wish we had canals in our city for people to fall into.
Mhm. Difference between Venice and Amsterdam, no one in Venice is out at night.
No.
Like if you want to see Venice and it's when it's quiet, just go at night. There's nobody around. It's amazing.
Do you think it's because they're all worried about falling in the canals?
I think it's because everything's closed and everyone who goes there has like a child with them.
Right.
It's like a family friendly tourist spot. There's not really a party scene there.
Blah, blah. Don't like that. Blah.
Yeah, I signed the petition to keep the bars open later in Venice.
Nice. You're doing God's work.
I donated as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
My
the
pleasure.
modern technologies in this canal room house are, yes, 1, toilets. 2, they've just kind of redone the rooms to have like nice lighting and like a rug. 3, and a rug. The most technology interesting thing that I learned about after I booked it was that I will be greeted by the front desk staff who happen to be holograms.
No.
Yeah, they're going to be holograms, Eric. What does that even mean?
Dude, COVID regulations have gone too far.
Dude, you think hotel staff are now remote workers? Like, it's going to be a real person, they said. It's a real human that lives in Amsterdam. They're just not there. They're hologramming in. What?
So hold on. They're hologramming in.
They're hologramming in. Dude, you got to hop in the Zoom hologram call right now and check these plebs in.
You have to film this. I have no clue how this would work. Like, does someone get like a 2K NBA 2K body scan and then like uploads it to something, or are they like acting out the movements with like the PlayStation fucking controller?
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Yeah. They accidentally let their hand enter the frame, and you can see the Wii remote.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's going on here? How are they doing that?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect. How pixelated it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not it will be like a Star Wars or like Tupac, Coachella.
You should try to hand them your passport and be like, "Oh, my bad."
It just goes through them. Dude, has anyone ever touched a sandwich artist? What do you think? They could all be holograms at this point, you know?
Fuck, dude. You're absolutely right. They don't exist.
The sandwich tastes like air anyways. Like,
wow. Do you think housekeeping is a hologram as well? Like they're just gonna pretend to clean your room?
Probably. I'm actually a little worried about that. I'm like, if there's no front desk, why would they have a maid on site? Like,
yeah. My brother in Christ, you booked an Airbnb.
Shit.
You have to clean.
No, they probably got some sort of like new Dyson technology that they just like zap the whole room. You know, it just gets zapped when you leave. Everything's just zapped back into place.
A Roomba, maybe.
Toast it. Yeah.
Interesting, dude. This is crazy. I don't know if I like this.
I don't know either. Because I love the service, the white glove service that comes with hotelier.
Hotelier? Hotelier?
There should be a verb for the act of visiting hotels as a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Damn, dude. That kind of this could make or break your hotel stay. What if it sucks? How long are you staying there?
Just a couple nights. So
is that the entire time you're in Amsterdam?
It is, unfortunately.
Okay. Interesting.
So I'm not worried if it's going to be bad. I just will spend less time at the homestead. I'll just spend more time roaming the canal line streets and dipping into both coffee shops and cafes.
You could probably sleep under a bridge. I'm sure that's common there.
Yeah, that's probably very common. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, okay, that sounds fun. This will be a novel experience for you. You should document everything.
I will.
And yeah, keep us updated. I'm sure you'll like have to share it at some point on your Snap story, you know?
Yeah, dude. Both Snap story and post Euro episode. It will be the first thing we discuss. We get to the bottom of the hologram and check in.
Absolutely.
I don't know how they're going to issue me a key, like a room key.
They'll probably just give you the password to your room.
Right. So they're going to the hologram's going to lean in and whisper it to me. Like, this is.
Yeah, I mean,
a bit dicey, don't you think?
Yeah, these smart hotels, the only smart thing that's happening here is the people working there have to do less work.
Mhm.
That's the only
The business model is pretty smart.
Yeah, exactly. You're just optimizing the business, but you're not making me smarter or
Mhm.
like making me feel like I'm doing something smarter.
Yeah.
It's just I have to do more work. I have to remember my room code instead of tapping a card on the wall,
I
right?
know. I like dumb keys, not these smart locks.
Exactly.
And this is the thing, Eric, is that the modern luxury of society is human service, because human service cannot be automated. Well, it can be, but then you don't have human service anymore. It ceases to exist the minute it's automated, and therefore, like, if you think about like going to a hotel and you have like 5 butlers just standing outside your door at any given time for any type of necessity, that's
Mhm.
luxury. You know, it's like having that availability and that army of people to use. You know, that's power. And I feel like the world's shifting into a self-service kind of direction where that is less and less common. So that becomes more and more of a luxury to have that type of amenity. And this is why Subway will be the last standing fast food chain, because every other fast food chain is desperately attempting to automate. Did you see that McDonald's in Texas? It was like fully automatic McDonald's. There's no employee working there. You order and then a machine builds your food and then it sends it on a conveyor belt to the drive-through window.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 0 people work there. Crazy. I don't know how they clean the bathrooms. Zap it, probably.
You're probably not allowed inside.
Probably not. Yeah.
It's like a pickup window only.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty crazy. But that just makes like human interaction more valuable.
Exactly. More of a luxury.
Exactly. So like places that are willing to actually cook the food, in this case, will be more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Again, creating a bigger wealth gap and harming the health of our unhoused. You know what I mean?
100%. It's going to be harder and harder for them to have a cooked meal. They'll have to just eat Pringles or Snickers
Gummy
bars.
bears.
Gummy bears. A free donut from the gas station.
Yeah, dude.
So why I think that this is advantageous for Subway, Eric, is because Subway is different than other restaurants in the sense that it's omakase style, you know? They're making that shit right in front of you to order. And if you replace that Subway sandwich artist with a like what is it, Tesla robot thing, it just wouldn't have the same type of, well, actually that would be pretty cool. I would go to that for the novelty, but I think long term, like having the humans there could be their competitive advantage. They're really just butlers.
I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know. I can also see Subway going down the route of automating as well, because it could be like novel enough where I'm not simply being like, I'm using like a vending machine where a burger just comes out. Like I'm still going to be interacting with the robot. You know what I mean? Like imagine you're at Subway. There's like, instead of a sneeze guard, it's just a touch screen. And then you just point at when you point, you're going to point anyway at the lettuce. You just touch the glass and it registers your click. Boom. Robot arm comes in, grabs like a handful, puts it on your sandwich. And then that's it. Like it can also be automated, you know?
Dude, but you're describing it like an aspirational situation. What's actually going to happen is you're going to be like, tomatoes, please. The claw game is going to reach down to the bucket, remove nothing, and then put 0 tomatoes on your sandwich. And then you're going to be like, tomatoes, please. And then he'll do the same old song and dance until you give up and move on to the cucumbers.
It'll do the thing where it like grabs a tomato, but then it drops all of them on the way up. And then it'll like pretend to put on your sandwich. And then you'll ask for more and it'll be like, that'll be 50 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll just like keep fucking you over. And your sandwich is going to be like $30 by the time you get the right amount of tomato on there.
Yeah, dude. Or even worse, you're trying to get some pickles and there's a tomato over top of the pickles. So you can't even get into them. It just keeps pulling the tomato. So the whole thing is they'll have to restructure the bucket system is what's going to happen. I think like gravity, that right now they'd be working against gravity in this model that we're describing. But I think it's more of a scrape model, and scraping down would work better. Like scrape it out of the bucket into the sandwich.
Yeah, kind of like the drink fountain. It'll just be like press a button for lettuce.
Dude, yeah, just like green, like black olives are just like pouring out. That'd be so sick. That's kind of how the bulk section at the grocery store works.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
I just remember being a kid and like walking through the bulk section and wanting to press the lever so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I just want to see all this like frosted flakes like fly out of here.
Yeah, dude, let it spray, right?
Let it spray.
I want that too. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if I want a future where everything's automated. We're already antisocial as it is, which is ironic because all we do is spend our time on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, what happens if like we came and interact with a sandwich artist? Like, what's that gonna say about our society? You know what I mean? If we're not even ordering our sandwich in person, what is that like? What are we doing then in reality? That's with another human. It's like by that point, it's like we're never gonna go to work again. You know what I mean?
Barely employable.
We're barely working now.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Like this is a tale as old as technology.
Yeah.
Will technology tear us apart or bring us together? And in many ways, it does bring us together, Eric. Because if technology didn't exist, podcasting wouldn't exist. If podcast didn't exist, you and I wouldn't be talking face to face in this room right now.
Mm-hmm.
So riddle me that, Eric.
Well, do you want to know my backup plan for if this 3-part evergreen series never happened? I had a backup plan in my head.
Were you going to go mono?
Worse.
No.
AI.
No. You're going to talk to an AI version of me?
Well, at that point, I might as well retire as well, and then just have 2 AIs going at it.
That's a good point, dude. If you're going to be live talking to a robot, you might as well talk to someone more interesting than you.
That should be illegal. You shouldn't be allowed to interact with AI. AI should only be able to exist. You know?
It's like Bumble. AI is allowed to reach out to you, but you're not allowed to talk to AI.
Shh, don't talk to the AI.
Yeah. Dude, why don't you talk to like Obama or like something? You know, why are you talking to Ty?
Because I got more audio of you to upload.
Enough, yeah.
You know what I mean? I got more data points for the AI to generate like funny takes.
Yeah.
Obama will just be like, come and suck my dick, bro.
Yeah, that's such an Obama thing.
It's such an Obama thing. Is like, yo, you got a lighter for my crack pipe.
Yeah. We need to heal the nation. Something like that.
What's his like? What does he usually do? What does he usually say at the beginning of his speeches? He's like, Michelle. I don't know, something like that.
Michelle, yeah. I think he's like, what bread?
What bread? Ladies and gentlemen, what bread?
Dude, I want to hear Obama say that. That was a really good imitation.
Thank you. You gotta do the like subtle point. Yeah. Because politicians don't point with their finger, they point with their thumb.
That's so crazy. I never realized that till right now. Is that like the respectful point?
I think yeah, like pointing with your finger is too aggressive.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like a little gun,
you know?
Yeah, dude. It's a very accusatory. But with the thumb, that's more like I'm handing you the mic.
Wow.
I feel like I'm holding a mic when I point my thumb at you. Breadheads, lift your dominant hand in the air right now and point a thumb at something in the room. I know there's no other people with you. So maybe a plant or a sculpture. A cause doll.
A cause doll. Our breadheads can't afford those.
That's true. It feels like a microphone, which is so crazy. Body language is everything.
Body language really is everything. Like I don't feel threatened by you at all right now.
What if I point 2 thumbs?
Damn. Looks like you're holding like a horsey chain or whatever. Oh man.
Okay, we talked today about holograms. Holograms were first dropped at Coachella. Do you remember?
Tupac?
Do you remember where you were when the Tupac Coachella hologram dropped?
What year was that?
I don't remember. I don't know where I was.
We have to look it up.
Yeah, let's look that up.
Because I didn't even realize I was at Coachella, so it must have been a long time ago.
Yeah. I think it was like 2012 would be my guess if I had to peg it.
You're exactly right, which makes me believe you're looking at it.
I'm looking at my home screen.
Okay, yeah. 2012 is absolutely correct. Week 2, unfortunately.
Oh, that sucks for the Revolve tent.
It absolutely does.
Like all the girlies missed it. That's okay. They probably don't know who Tupac is.
Yeah, it's all good. The Revolve girlies are listening to like who was even like popping in 2012 for like the Revolve crowd.
I don't know, like Tegan and Sarah. Who's
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, maybe not. 2012.
LMFAO.
That was like, LMFAO era. Maybe like
Black Eyed Peas.
Lady Gaga was just starting to go downhill at that point, so she's probably like 3rd row in the festival lineup.
Yeah. When did Graduation come out? 2008?
Yeah. 2012 would have been like between My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Yeezus, that gap year.
I
Kanye took a
think
gap year.
yeah, Yeezus was 2013, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, interesting.
Mhm.
So what came out during Yeezus?
Uh,
For me, it was just Yeezus that
I
came
know.
out.
I'm
You know what I mean?
blacking out after that was the only album that mattered for like a 2-year window until Blonde came out.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
So
Anyways,
holograms.
yeah. So I brought this up because I actually wanted to pivot to Coachella as the topic
Oh wow.
because I have an opportunity to potentially hit Coachella 2024.
Oh.
If it's gonna like just like time out, I might be in Los Angeles at that time for a birthday. So
It's really funny.
but they haven't released the lineup yet. And they don't typically release the lineup until the new year. So
right.
I thought, what is the best way for me to figure out what the lineup could possibly be? So I started Googling it, and all the predictions are like from May of this last year. I'm like, that's too far out. I need to know like right now what the best chances of a lineup are.
Mhm.
So I thought, well, what if I used the internet's wealth of knowledge to generate a lineup in ChatGPT? So threw a couple prompts in, it wouldn't give me a lineup because the AI software says I'm not supposed to predict things because that would be against my principles, which is kind of weird, right?
But that means you can probably create a way to like do a loophole and like weave your way around that.
That is literally what I did.
Okay.
I think the prompt I specifically used was
if you had to.
Yeah, if you had to, is like
what did you say? I'm actually curious. How did you get around that blocker?
Right. So I kept saying like, who do you think will headline? What musicians are most likely to headline? And the prompt that worked was create an imaginary but realistic musician lineup for Coachella for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave me one. And I think it's actually pretty accurate. So I'm going to hold ChatGPT accountable to this, and we will check this in episode probably 330 and see if it's correct come April.
Okay, great. So they announced it a few months before, or is it a month before?
They usually announce this in like even? February. It's in April.
It's in April. Okay.
Yeah. It's when summer starts.
It is when summer starts. Yeah. Coachella it was the indicator for when COVID was over, and also when summer begins.
Fuck a solstice. We're looking for the Coachella lineup.
Exactly. So, what about Coachella is appealing to you? I must ask.
Other than the kind of like cultural dialogue associated with it, literally nothing. And the lineup that it generated doesn't even make me want to go. So I probably won't even go. So what was on the lineup? Well, this is the thing. It's like I think this is gonna probably an accurate depiction of 2024 Coachella. Friday night headliner. Actually, I don't know if they got the dates. Yeah, maybe Kendrick Lamar. Maybe. You don't think so? I think he would headline though this year. That makes sense. He was on tour. He did Oshega. He's headlined a few other shows.
Really? When the album came out like 2 years ago?
Oh, it's been like 8 months since his last album.
Oh, the Big Steppers or whatever.
Big Steppers, yeah.
When did that come out?
And I think it would be a big step for him to headline.
Hang on, let's see here.
While you're pulling that up, I'll discuss second line of the week. Oh, I had ChatGPT.
It came out last year.
Oh, so we're only a year and a half.
May 2022. It's been like almost 2 years.
You think that's too long for a Coachella headliner? I think that's just right.
It's too long. It's dude, by the time Coachella was around, it'll be more than 2 years since his last album, and he's already not a guy who like generates like. He's not a guy who like performs to the point where people are like hyped to see it.
Yeah, that's
where it's
fair.
like, you know what I mean? It's like the fans will go and they'll like go crazy, but I don't think it's general enough for like a lot of people to go.
It's not going to draw crowds.
Yeah,
I get
like Frank
that.
Ocean will. You know what I mean?
Even though he's 7 years overdue for his last album.
Yeah, that's crazy. That makes sense. We only gave Kendrick 2 years. We're like, oh, there's no way. But how long has it been since Frank's?
2016 was when Blonde came out.
7 years later, exactly.
7 years later.
And we're all going crazy for it.
Yeah, we're all like, about time, bro. So you make a really good point. It's probably overdue, but that's why he's Friday night's headliner, not Sundays.
Sunday's the big one, right?
Sunday's the big one.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but let's keep going.
Yeah. So Kendrick, I had ChatGPT format it like a movie poster as well.
Okay.
So your second line is Tame Impala, Billie Eilish, and Haim.
It's probably spot on.
I think so too. Saturday night, your headliner, Arctic Monkeys.
Oh,
I actually could see this happening because they
just performed.
They're touring right now, so they're warmed up. They're ready to go.
Yeah,
they got new music in the works.
Yeah,
there's always a classic rock band, and Arctic Monkeys is classic rock band era now. They're kind of like Blink 182 of last year.
It's crazy. They call Blink 182 classic rock. It's so funny.
It's kind of funny.
But yeah, Arctic Monkeys is kind of in that same realm. Like, if you like classic rock, you probably like this. And they're alive. So
Yeah, totally.
that works.
I could see that working too.
Yeah.
Your second line is Lizzo Disclosure and Tyler the Creator.
Oh, fuck,
a little dicey.
That's actually Lizzo for sure.
Yeah, you think she'll make her comeback season at Coachella?
Oh, actually, yeah, she had her fucking controversy. So
totally.
So good point.
Good point, Ty. Second line could go to, if she gets canceled again from ChatGPT. Second line could go to Doja Cat or SZA, which are both believable acts too. Because if you're signing Kendrick, you're signing SZA to, like, Top Dog got their fingers all over this festival lineup.
They should probably, if they were smart, they would put SZA way higher.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
she's making big steppers with the Drizzy collab. Okay, final night. I think this is a bit of a cop out from ChatGPT.
This is now weekend 2.
No, this is Sunday, a weekend 1, but it's the same lineup both weekends.
Sunday week. You said Friday night.
Friday night headliner was Kendrick. Saturday headliner was Arctic Monkeys.
Okay, so now we're Sunday.
We're Sunday headliner.
So it's the big dogs only.
And like I said, I think this is a cop out, but they said the headliner would be Rihanna. Coming off Super Bowl this year, it makes sense that they try to get her again. But so it checks out, but it's not the answer I wanted.
It seems unrealistic. I feel like Coachella is more tapped into like what's hot at the moment versus like just great artists that are alive. You know what I mean?
Great living artists.
Yeah, it's more like, it's like, yeah, she should be a headliner if she were to go, but they wouldn't. They probably would ask her, but I don't think it's like gonna happen. I don't know.
You don't think so? Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, this feels like both completely realistic and unrealistic at the same time. Line 2, we got Travis Scott, Flume, and Vampire Weekend. I don't think Travis would go for line 2. I think he'd only go for headline at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. Tizo Touchdown?
Not mentioned. Any other names?
I mean, like, who cares about like the bottom half of the
literally
poster?
Yeah, I just right. It's like a CNI test, you know.
Yeah, it's like I don't need to know about the 1:30 p.m. slot. Doesn't matter. All respect to the upcoming DJs.
I'm not even on the festival grounds yet. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm back in Josh retreat and lunch.
Yeah. Who else is hot right now? Drake.
Well, this is
Drake
the thing.
Never does Coachella.
He doesn't do Coachella, and I could see him closing out Sunday night, but they wouldn't put Drake and Kendrick, 2 hip hop male artists, on 2 nights. I feel like they like a little bit more diversity on their headliners.
Yeah, you're right.
They usually go 1 pop, 1 hip hop, 1 classic rock, and by classic rock I mean rock from 2000, 2010.
What about Morgan Wallen?
Morgan Wallen would be crazy. That's a deep cut.
That makes a lot of sense. Let's see who we got here on the Apple Music browse page.
Yeah, this is really probably a better guess. It's like what's hot right now. Like, like Ed Sheeran making the cut? He's a pop megastar.
Zach Bryan,
of course.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Dude, Casey Musgraves made line 4 of Sunday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Every time I look at like any like the hits list or like the top songs right now, he's up there. So
what's up with this dude?
I don't know. Definitely not Taylor Swift.
No, she's I think performing in Tokyo that week. Dua Lipa could make the cut. She's big enough.
Also, you know what?
Packed.
Is there a point where you get too big for Coachella?
Yes.
Like that's.
I think Drake kind of is.
Drake.
Taylor Swift is too big for Coachella right now. She wouldn't waste her time.
Because people would go insane.
Yeah.
Like it's like it would create too much hysteria.
It would actually ruin Coachella, I think.
Yeah.
It would be too like skewed, you know?
Yeah. What about Nicki Minaj? Her predator husband can do Bodyguard.
Yeah, nobody wants that. I could last one.
Oh, Ice Spice.
Ice Spice would be cool. I could see for the pop act.
Yeah.
NSYNC has been hinting at a reunion. I could see NSYNC making Coachella their debut back to society.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough about that lore to comment. What else we got? I think Doja Cat would be a solid one.
I can see that too, but she hates her fans. So who's going to go see her? I guess her fans don't hate her.
It's a pretty one-sided relationship.
Yeah, it is.
But I think...
but like Frank Ocean hates his fans and knowing that he was obviously picked.
That's true. You don't want your artist to be too accessible.
Facts. Okay, hold this thought for 1 second.
So the real question is, Ty, when is Think Fresh going to headline Coachella?
Oh yeah, we're totally podcasters are making the rounds at Coachella now. So
Absolutely. We got
we're
podcasters
overdue.
making more than a lot of music acts on Spotify. You know,
Mhm.
Joe Rogan making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah,
we get the
exactly.
Joe Rogan experience on Friday night, you know?
Dude, like imagine like 100,000 people gathering together to watch Joe Rogan just like shoot the shit live.
Yeah, dude. I want to see Joe Rogan like make his guests like tap.
Mm-hmm.
Like live on stage. Like
Live
that would
on
be
stage.
nice.
Damn. Yeah, this is a totally different type of festival that you're thinking of, probably, but there's no reason that
Rolling Loud.
Yeah, podcasting is the real virus, and I think Coachella should be infected.
Damn, dude. There's gonna be a virus going around Coachella.
Mhm.
Let's make it the podcast virus
The
and
podcast
not
virus.
something else. You
Yeah,
know?
totally. That's the only virus that matters, and the only virus that's real.
That's right.
All right, King. We should call this episode. We got bigger things to do.
Bigger fish to fry,
Mhm.
mixed fish to fry.
Some Sicilian fish to fry.
Absolutely. See you at Elio Volpe.
Ciao.
Ciao.